Well, how's it going, everybody? It's your old pal, the Credit Crusader, coming at you again with another exciting video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about removing charged off accounts. Now, this is a topic I've never really covered, so you don't want to miss this video. Stay tuned. All right, charged off accounts. Oh boy. For those of you that don't know or haven't had the pleasure of having a charged off account, a charged off account is when you have a credit card and you don't pay the bill on it for 30, 60, 90, 120 days. Eventually, the account will be closed, and then the two things are going to happen. And I've said this in previous videos, that the account is either going to be sold to collections or it's going to be charged off as bad debt. And when they charge it off as bad debt, they basically take that as a loss on their taxes. So, you know, they get write-offs as far as that's concerned. But I've said before also in other videos, the bank is not, they're not in the debt collecting business. They're in the, you know, getting fees and interest and all that kind of stuff, processing fees. They're in that kind of business. They're in the money making business. They're not in the money chasing business. So what happens now? Well, as far as this video is concerned, I'm only going to be talking about charged off accounts for credit cards. Okay. Things like child support and bankruptcy and foreclosure and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be something I'm going to do in a later videos. I just want to make sure you guys understand that this is just about credit cards. And, you know, because I want you guys to have a really good understanding of how this all works. So for those of you that have charged off credit card accounts, you don't get confused. All right. So charged off credit card accounts. Well, if you've got one on there on your credit, it's pretty much going to drag your credit score down into the dirt. And there's no trade line known to man, no authorized user trade line known to man that is going to fix that. All right. It's not going to happen because your payment history is a huge percentage of your score. So, I mean, some people, they think, oh, I'll just add authorized user trade lines. Yeah, that'll boost my score. Not in the case of charged off accounts. It's just, that's like putting a Band-Aid on cancer kind of thing. So what you need to do is you need to get this thing removed. Well, how do you get it removed? Well, there are a few ways, believe it or not. One is to wait it out. The statute of limitations on it, I believe, is 7 years. So you've got 7 years you'd have to wait with that on your credit, and then it would just eventually fall off. That's if you do nothing. But I know some of you guys are like, Credit Crusader, I'm not waiting 7 damn years and having bad credit for 7 damn years. I want to buy a house. I want to, you know, start a business. I want to do, you know, I need my credit, right? Okay, well, this video is definitely for you because I'm going to show you how to remove this thing. Here's the deal. When it comes to a negative charged off account, what you got to do is you got to think of it as the opposite of an authorized user trade line. See, an authorized user trade line, you want it to post. So you want the information to be consistent. You want the same name. You want to enter the same name, same birth date, same social, same address. Because if that stuff's not consistent, it will not post. Well, the same and the opposite could be said about the negative item. You don't want the information to be the same. You want it all different. So it doesn't post. So you can leverage that thing off of your credit. All right? So are you guys kind of starting to pick up what I'm putting down? So let's see. Sometimes when people are entering in your information, when you apply for something, they'll do a misspelling. So let's just say you applied for this credit card and they misspelled your name. That's something you want. You want stuff like that. That would be incredibly, that would be a huge stroke of luck if you were in that situation, because you've got now one thing that you can kind of use as, okay, well, that's not me. My name's not spelt that way. And I know you guys are thinking, all right, well, I'm sure that's happened to some people. Well, what if you're not lucky like that and the information is the same on the account and on your credit report? I've got an answer for that. You're not going to be able to change the bad account. You're not going to be able to change your name, your birth date, your address, all that kind of stuff, because this account's closed. So you can't change this. So what's left? You got to change what's on your credit report, okay? You guys are the gears starting to turn now? All right. So how the hell do you do that? Well, I made a video on how to change your address, If you would like to check it out, go ahead and look in my previous videos, and it'll give you a whole slew of ways to change your address. So the first thing that I would advise you do is the address that you used when you opened this account, you need to make sure that that is not on your credit profile. So what you're going to need to do is either start using somebody else's address, move. You're going to need to get creative, because the only way this bad boy's coming off is if the information is not consistent with your credit report, or the information is incorrect or inaccurate. That's the only way you're going to get this off prematurely. I know a lot of people say, oh no, I can dispute it in 60 days. Just give me some money and I'll get it off. I'll get it off. Yeah, and then it'll come back. I mean, there's some people out there that can, are good at writing dispute letters and what have you, but that is way bigger of a pain in the ass to get something removed when the information's the same. I mean, let's think about this. Now you got to say, okay, we need the wet ink signature. That is a lengthy process. And I know for a fact that's the reason why a lot of people are bitching about getting ripped off, because a lot of people are trying to do this without doing what I'm telling you to do. And the information keeps coming back verified, because it is verified. It's really, the account is jiving. So listen to the Crusader on this one. When you change the information on this account or on your credit profile, what you need to do is now dispute off the information that's the same on here. So let's just say you have an address that you opened this account with. That's going to be on your credit profile because you opened an account with it. You need to get that disputed once you change the address. And you also want to dispute all the other ones too. Ideally, what you want is one version of all the identifiers of information, like one name, one birth date, one address, one telephone number. As far as that stuff's concerned, you want one of those. And what you do is you do not want it matching with this. So as far as the address is concerned, like I said, what you do is you change the address on your credit report, and then you dispute the old address that was used for this account. So now when they go to verify it, we got different addresses. But as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't stop there. You're going to need to change more information. So what's next? What else could be changed? Well, a phone number would probably be a good idea. I would change your phone number because that's easy to do. You just go get a new number, change your number, and then you go and dispute the old numbers off of your credit report. That way, the new number's on there and your old one is not. Yet another linking piece of information that's not going to jive. Then I would go and I would dispute email account, dispute that too. I would go change your email, get it on your credit profile, and then go ahead and dispute the old one off so that doesn't jive. And then I would dispute the name. Now, how the hell do you change the name on your credit report? I mean, come on. I mean, right? Like, can you even do that? Yes, you can. I'm going to tell you how. All this stuff, the way things are added to a credit report is when you go and apply for things. They start adding it. And if there's nothing there, they create a profile, similar to like how CPNs are created. So it's like when you learn and understand how all this stuff works, you're better able to navigate, and you have a way better understanding of how to make things work to your advantage. I'm not going to lie. So with that being said, if you were to go and let's just say on this account, your name was Joe Smith, right? Well, what you do is you try to open up another account in John Smith, but then keep all the same information that is on your credit report. So the only thing you're changing is John. Well, what they're going to do probably is they're going to add that name on your credit report. So you're going to now have more than one name. You're going to have Joe Smith and John Smith. So now what do you think you do? You go and you dispute the name that's linked to the bad account. So again, when they go to verify it, if all this stuff is not jiving. A thing you could do again is you could also go and apply again and then change the last name. I mean, if you really wanted to take it a next step further, because even if you've got some of the information that's not consistent, sometimes there is enough still that they will validate it. So as far as, it depends on how bad you want this thing off. I mean, if you want it off real bad, hell, I'd even go as far as changing the last name and then go in, change it, and then dispute it all. So when you finally go to dispute the item, you want to make sure that the least amount of information that links up with your credit report lines up, so they have to remove it. That is pretty much your loophole. That's the loophole. That's the trick. That's pretty much what people are charging lots of money as far as how to do this. I just told you guys the secret. Now, one thing I've noticed is I've got people messaging me saying, Credit Crusader, can you remove negative items off my account? Can you do this for me? I don't have time to learn how to do this. I'm too busy. Well, that kind of gets a Credit Crusader a little pissed off, and I'm going to tell you why. You had time to screw up your credit, and it's like credit is so important as far as, you want banks to be loaning you thousands of dollars. I think it would be a good idea. You need to make time to figure out how to do this. Now, authorized user trade lines are different because that's something you really need to involve another person with. Or as far as removing negative items, you don't need to involve anyone else. It's just you and the bureaus. That's it. There is no third party that you have to rely on or make sure that they're doing their job in order to get this done. So as far as I'm concerned, I would never pay to have anything removed. I would just do it myself. Because for two reasons. One, I'll know I'm not going to get ripped off. And two, I'm going to learn the process. I'm going to learn things from that. And the more I learn, the better I'm going to be at navigating and getting things done and knowing what to do in case stuff like this happens. Because I'm going to tell you right now, once you have an understanding of how the credit bureaus work and how this all, comes into play, it's like you're going to be Neo in the Matrix. It's like you're going to be like, I am the one. I understand it all. I can do anything. You're going to have like superpowers, just like me. So keep that in mind. I'm going to be heading out. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Oh, wait a minute. By the way, I've been working on a merchandise site, and here's a sample t-shirt that I've got in the works. So in the near future, I'm going to be having a merchandise site where you can buy a bunch of stuff with the Crusaders logo on it. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to lie. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Crusader out.